I hit the 600-millionaire jackpot and kept it absolute secret. I texted my daughter-in-law asking for just $200 for heart meds. She replied cruelly, "Sell your ring or just die. Stop leeching off us." I didn't reply. I just made one silent phone call. Before we continue, comment where you're watching from and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to see how far our stories are reaching. The lottery ticket was folded inside my Bible. Page 347, Psalms. I'd checked the numbers 17 times in 3 days. All 6 matched. Powerball jackpot, $600,000. Cash option, $342,000. After taxes, roughly $600,000 with the annuity option. I was 72 years old. My husband Harold had died 4 months ago. Heart attack, sudden. He was 75 and gone in under 3 minutes. I lived alone now in a small house in Phoenix. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen that smelled like coffee and old linoleum. The air conditioning rattled. The roof needed repair. The car was a 2008 Honda with 180,000 miles. My son Jason was 45, unemployed for 2 years. He lived with his wife Amanda and my grandson Michael in a rental house in Tempe. Amanda worked part-time at a boutique. Michael was 19 and taking a gap year that had turned into 2 gap years. I hadn't told anyone about the lottery ticket. Not Jason, not Amanda, not Michael, not my sister Susan, not my church friends, no one. I wanted to see something first. Harold and I had saved $340,000 over 47 years of marriage. Life insurance paid another $150,000. I had that money. I didn't need theirs, but I needed to know if they loved me or just tolerated me until I died and they could inherit. On Tuesday morning, I sent a text to Amanda. I'd been having chest pains. My cardiologist prescribed new medication. Insurance covered most of it, but I needed $200 for the copay. Could she help? This was a lie. I didn't have chest pains. I didn't need medication. I had $600 million sitting in my Bible, but I wanted to see what she'd say. The response came 47 minutes later. "Barbara, we've talked about this. Jason's been out of work for 2 years. I'm barely making ends meet at the store. Michael needs money for his music career. We can't keep bailing you out. Sell your wedding ring or just die already. Stop leeching off us. We're done." I read it 5 times. Sell your wedding ring or just die already. I looked at my left hand. The gold band Harold had put there in 1977. We'd been married at a courthouse in Tucson. $20 for the license, $30 for the rings, $100 for the reception at Denny's. I took a screenshot of Amanda's text, saved it to my phone. Then I opened my contacts. Jennifer Parker, attorney. I'd met her at church 6 months ago. She'd given me her card, estate planning specialist. I called her at 10:47 a.m. "Jennifer, this is Barbara Mitchell. We met at Redeemer Church. You gave me your card." "Barbara, of course. How are you? I need to see you today. It's urgent. Can you fit me in? I have an opening at 3. Is that too late?" "That's perfect. I'll be there." I hung up, sat at my kitchen table, looked at my phone. Sell your wedding ring or just die already. My son hadn't replied to the text. I'd sent it to the family group chat. Jason, Amanda, and Michael. Only Amanda had responded. Jason and Michael had read it. The blue check marks showed that, but neither had said a word. My son had watched his wife tell his mother to die, and he'd said nothing. I made coffee, black, no sugar, drank it looking out the window at my backyard. A small square of brown grass, a lemon tree that produced 3 lemons a year, a fence that needed painting. Harold and I had bought this house in 1983, $78,000. We'd paid it off in 2008. It was worth maybe $280,000 now. Not much in Phoenix. I drove to Jennifer's office at 2:30, downtown Phoenix, 10th floor of a glass building. Her reception area was cool and professional. Leather chairs, art prints on the walls, a receptionist who smiled and offered water. Jennifer came out at 3 exactly. 50 years old, blonde, confident, expensive suit. "Barbara, come in. What can I do for you?" I sat in her office, floor-to-ceiling windows, view of Camelback Mountain in the distance. I pulled the lottery ticket from my purse, set it on her desk. I won the Powerball jackpot. $600 million. No one knows. I want to claim it anonymously, set up trusts, and make sure my family can't touch a penny until I decide they deserve it. Jennifer looked at the ticket, looked at me. When did you win? Saturday. 4 days ago. I have 180 days to claim. Have you told anyone? Good. Arizona allows anonymous claims through a trust. We'll set that up today. She pulled out a legal pad, started writing. Who's your family? One son, Jason, 45, unemployed. His wife, Amanda, 42, part-time retail. Their son, Michael, 19, lives at home. Do you want them to inherit? I pulled out my phone, showed her Amanda's text. Jennifer read it. Her expression didn't change. When did you receive this? This morning. I texted asking for $200 for heart medication. That was her response. My son saw it and said nothing. My grandson saw it and said nothing. What do you want to do? I want to test them. I want to see how far their cruelty goes. Then I want to make sure they never see $1 unless they earn it. Jennifer nodded. I can help with that, but I need to ask, is this about revenge or protection? Fair enough. She wrote more notes. Here's what we'll do. First, we claim the ticket through a trust. The trust will be called the Mitchell Family Trust or something generic. Your name stays private. Second, we set up your estate. You're 72. You could live another 20 years. But we need everything airtight in case something happens. What about my son? We put conditions in the trust. He doesn't inherit automatically. He has to meet certain requirements. Sobriety, if that's an issue. Employment. Treatment of you. Whatever you want. And my daughter-in-law? She gets nothing. She's not blood. She has no claim unless Jason dies and she's his widow. But we can structure things so that even then she doesn't benefit. How do you feel about him? He's 19. He's being raised by Amanda. He watched her tell me to die and said nothing. But he's young. Maybe he can be saved. We can put his inheritance in a trust that doesn't pay out until he's 30. Or 25. Your choice. Conditional on behavior, education, character. I thought about Michael. He'd been a sweet kid. Always hugged me at Christmas. Always thanked me for birthday gifts. But in the last 2 years, since turning 17, he'd gotten distant. Cold. He looked at his phone when I talked. He left the room when I visited. Amanda had poisoned him against me. 30, I said. He gets access at 30 if he meets conditions. Otherwise, it goes to charity. College degree or trade certification. No criminal record. Proof that he maintained a relationship with me before I died. Photos, texts, visits. I want evidence that he loved me, not my money. Jennifer wrote it all down. Anything else? I want to donate money, a lot of it, but I want to decide how much and when. I don't want to give it all away and have nothing left. I'm 72. I might live to 95. I need to be comfortable. How much were you thinking of donating? 200 million, maybe more. Heart disease research, senior care facilities, programs for elderly people being abused by family. Jennifer looked up. Programs for elderly abuse victims? Yes, because I'm apparently one of them. She set down her pen. Barbara, I'm going to be very direct. What your daughter-in-law texted you this morning is elder abuse. Telling someone to die, calling them a leech, refusing basic medical assistance, that's financial and emotional abuse. If you wanted to, you could pursue charges. I don't want charges. I want distance. And I want to make sure that if I died tomorrow, they don't get a single dollar that I didn't explicitly choose to give them. Then we'll make that happen. Jennifer stood up. I'm going to draft documents today. We'll claim the lottery on Friday. Anonymous trust. Then we'll execute your estate plan. When the money hits your account, it'll be in the trust's name, not yours. Completely protected. How long does this take? Lottery claim takes 60 days to process. Estate planning. We can finalize in a week. You'll sign everything before the money moves. I stood up, shook her hand. Thank you. Barbara? Jennifer's expression was serious. You're doing the right thing. People show you who they are. Believe them. I drove home. It was 4:30. The Phoenix heat was brutal. 108 degrees. My Honda's air conditioning barely worked. I pulled into my driveway, sat in the car looking at my house, the place where Harold and I had raised Jason, the place where we'd celebrated birthdays and Christmases and anniversaries, the place where Harold had died on the kitchen floor while I called 911 and begged him to stay with me. My phone buzzed. A text from Jason. "Mom, Amanda told me about your text. I'm sorry, but we really can't help right now. Money's tight. Maybe ask Susan." I stared at the message. He didn't say, "I'm sorry Amanda was cruel." He didn't say, "Are you okay?" He didn't say, "I love you." He said, "Money's tight. Ask someone else." I deleted the text, blocked his number, blocked Amanda's number, blocked Michael's number. Then I went inside, made a sandwich, turned on Jeopardy, because in 60 days, I'd have $600 million, and they'd have nothing but the memory of telling me to sell my wedding ring and die. Friday morning, Jennifer and I went to the Arizona Lottery headquarters. We'd created the trust, the BM Family Trust, anonymous, managed by Jennifer's firm. I handed over the ticket. They verified the numbers. Took my photo holding a giant check with the trust's name on it, not mine. Explained the payout options. I chose the annuity, 30 payments over 29 years, roughly $20 million per year after taxes. More money than I could spend in 3 lifetimes. The first payment would arrive in 60 days. I drove home feeling nothing. Not excitement, not joy, just cold clarity. I'd won the lottery. My family had told me to die. Now I was going to live the best 20 years of my life, while they wondered why I'd cut them off. That night, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Grandma, it's Michael. Mom said you asked for money and they said no. I'm sorry. I don't have any money to give you, but I hope you're okay. I love you." I stared at the text for 10 minutes. He'd waited 12 hours. He'd texted from a new number because I'd blocked his old one. He said he loved me. But he hadn't said, "What Mom said was wrong." He hadn't said, "That was cruel." He hadn't said anything that suggested he disagreed with Amanda's text. "Michael, thank you for reaching out. I'm fine. I don't need money. I needed to know who cared about me. Now I know. Take care of yourself." I blocked the new number. Then I opened my Bible to page 347. The lottery ticket was gone. It was at the lottery office being processed, but I'd taken a photo. 6 numbers. 6 right. 600 million reasons to never speak to them again. I closed the Bible, turned off the lights, went to bed, and slept better than I had in 4 months. 3 weeks after I blocked them, Jason showed up at my door. It was a Saturday morning. I was watering the lemon tree in my backyard when I heard the doorbell. I almost didn't answer. But curiosity won. Jason stood on my porch looking like he hadn't slept in days. Unshaven, wrinkled shirt, dark circles under his eyes. I stood in the doorway, didn't invite him in. "What do you want?" "I want to apologize. For Amanda. For not responding to your text. For everything. Home. It's just me." I looked at him. My son. 45 years old. Unemployed for 2 years. Living off his wife's part-time retail job and whatever help they got from Amanda's parents. Because I miss you. Because Amanda was wrong. Because I should have said something when she sent that text. You read it and said nothing. That's the same as agreeing. I know. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I crossed my arms. Are you here because you miss me or because you need money? He flinched. I miss you. Your landlord called me yesterday. Did you know that? His face went pale. What? Your landlord, Frank Morrison. He called asking if I'd co-sign a lease extension. Said you're 3 months behind on rent. $4,800? He's starting eviction proceedings unless you catch up. Jason looked at his feet. Mom, I was going to tell you, you were going to ask me for money. That's why you're here. Not because Amanda was cruel. Not because you miss me. Because you need $4,800 and you thought I was an easy touch. That's not... Mom, please, we're desperate. He ran a hand through his hair. Very. Amanda got fired last week. Her boss said she was rude to customers. Now we have 0 income. Michael's supposed to start community college, but we can't afford it. The car needs $1,500 in repairs. We're drowning. I leaned against the doorframe. And you thought I'd bail you out. And you're my son, who watched his wife tell me to sell my wedding ring and die. You think that earns you bailout money? Mom, I said I'm sorry. You said Amanda was wrong. That's different. You're sorry you're facing eviction. You're not sorry you hurt me. Jason's voice rose. What do you want me to say? That I'm a failure? That I'm a terrible son? Fine. I'm both. But I'm also broke and scared, and I don't know what else to do. I've been trying. I've sent out 300 applications. No one wants to hire a 45-year-old with a 2-year gap in his resume. Then take a job you don't want. Walmart is hiring. Target is hiring. McDonald's is hiring. You're not too good to work retail or food service. I was an IT project manager. I made $95,000 a year. I'm not flipping burgers. Then enjoy being homeless with your dignity intact. I started to close the door. Jason put his hand out to stop it. Mom, please, I'm begging you. Just this once. Help us get caught up. We'll pay you back. I promise. How? You have no income. I'll get a job. Any job. I'll work at Walmart if that's what it takes. Will Amanda get a job? That's not what I asked. Will she get a job? Will she swallow her pride and work fast food if she has to? Or will she sit at home posting on social media while you work minimum wage? Jason didn't answer. That's what I thought. I stepped back. Jason, I love you, but I won't enable you. You're 45 years old. You have a wife and a son. Figure it out. So that's it? You're just going to let us be evicted? I'm going to let you experience the consequences of your choices. Maybe when you're living in your car, you'll realize that telling your mother to die has repercussions. I closed the door, locked it, walked away while Jason rang the bell 6 more times. Then I called Jennifer. Barbara, how are you? I need you to do something for me. Hire a private investigator. I want to know everything about Jason, Amanda, and Michael. Where they go, what they do, who they talk to, everything. Are you sure? That's invasive. My son just showed up begging for money. He lied about why. His landlord didn't call me. I called the landlord 3 days ago asking about the eviction. Jason doesn't know that. I want to know what else he's lying about. I'll make some calls. I know someone discreet. What's your budget? Unlimited. I want answers. The investigator's name was Marcus Webb, former police detective, 60 years old. He looked like someone's grandfather. Perfect. He called me 5 days later. Mrs. Mitchell, I have some information. You're not going to like it. Your son Jason has been unemployed for 2 years, as you know, but he hasn't been looking for work. He's been day trading, badly. He lost $67,000 in the stock market last year using money from his 401k. He emptied his retirement account trying to get rich quick. Amanda was fired from her job, but not for being rude. She was stealing. Small amounts. $20 here, $50 there. Cash from the register. Her boss caught her on camera and gave her a choice. Resign or be prosecuted. She resigned. Michael is not taking a gap year. He was expelled from community college last semester for academic dishonesty. Plagiarism on 3 papers. He's currently working part-time at a vape shop, makes about $400 a week, spends most of it on video games and marijuana. I sat down. Are they in debt? Yes. Credit cards total about $48,000. Car loan is $15,000 underwater. They owe you're right about the rent, $4,800 behind. Eviction hearing is scheduled for next Wednesday. Do they have any assets? A 2019 Toyota Camry worth maybe $12,000. Some furniture, nothing substantial. If they're evicted, they'll have nowhere to go. Amanda's parents live in Wisconsin and have made it clear they won't help. Jason's only option is you. What are they telling people? Amanda's been posting on Facebook. She's painting you as a cruel, selfish mother who abandoned her family in their time of need. She's gotten a lot of sympathy, about 200 comments saying you're heartless. Can I see the posts? I screenshotted them, sending them now. My phone buzzed. I opened the images. Amanda's Facebook post from 3 days ago. Heartbroken today. My Emil refused to help us when we're facing eviction. We asked for a small loan, just enough to get back on our feet, and she slammed the door in Jason's face. Literally. Family is supposed to be there for each other, but I guess blood means nothing when you're selfish and bitter. Praying for a miracle. Family first. Single mom. Struggles. 234 comments. Most of them supportive. You deserve better, girl. Some people don't deserve to be called family. Maels are the worst. My Mael did the same thing. Cut her out of your life. One comment from someone named Patricia. Maybe there's another side to this story. Just saying. Amanda's response. Trust me, there isn't. She's always been cold and judgmental. We've tried so hard to have a relationship with her, but she pushes us away. I showed the posts to no one, but I saved them. Marcus continued. There's more. Amanda's been talking to a lawyer about suing you for grandparents' rights. She wants to force you to maintain a relationship with Michael and potentially pay support. Grandparents' rights? I don't have custody of Michael. He's 19 years old. She's claiming you have a duty to support the family since Harold left you life insurance. She thinks you're sitting on $150,000 and refusing to share. It won't go anywhere legally, but it shows her mindset. She believes your money is her money. What about Michael? He's caught in the middle. He loves his mom. He loves his grandmother. He doesn't want to choose. But Amanda's been poisoning him against you for years, telling him you're cheap, bitter, angry at the world. He believes her. Has he tried to contact me again? After you blocked him, he gave up. He told a friend, I have the texts, that you're done with the family and there's no point trying anymore. I closed my eyes. So they think I have $150,000 in life insurance and I'm hoarding it. They have no idea about the lottery. None. I monitored all their communications, phones, emails, social media. They're completely in the dark. Good. Keep monitoring. I want to know the moment they figure it out. Will do. Anything else? Yes. Find out where they go when they're evicted. I want to know if they're living in their car, staying with friends, whatever. I need to know they're safe even if I'm not helping them. I hung up, sat in my kitchen staring at Amanda's Facebook post. She'd lied to 200 people, made me the villain, painted herself as the victim, and those people believed her. I opened my laptop, went to Amanda's Facebook page. I'd never had Facebook, but I created an account, fake name, random profile photo, added Amanda as a friend. She accepted within an hour. Her profile was public anyway, but I wanted to see more. I scrolled through her posts, 6 months of complaints, about money, about Jason's unemployment, about me, a post from 2 months ago. Mile invited us for Thanksgiving, but I know she'll judge us the whole time. Dreading it already. Why do I bother? We'd never invited them for Thanksgiving. They'd invited themselves. Another post from 4 months ago. Mile gave Michael $50 for his birthday. $50. Like that's supposed to mean something? We can barely afford groceries and she's giving him pocket change. I'd given Michael $200, cash. He'd hugged me and said thank you. Apparently, he'd lied about the amount to his mother. A post from 6 months ago, right after Harold died. R.I.P. to Jason's dad. Never really liked me, but at least he was decent to Jason. Mill is already talking about selling the house and moving away, like she can't wait to abandon her family now that he's gone. I'd never said that. I'd never even thought it. Every post was a lie, a distortion, a manipulation, and 200 people believed every word. I logged out, deleted the fake account. Then I called Jennifer again. Jennifer, change of plans. I want to make a statement. Public. I want people to know the truth. Barbara, are you sure? Going public could expose you. Not about the lottery. About what Amanda said to me. About the text. I want everyone to see what kind of person she is. That could backfire. People might not believe you. Then I'll show them proof. I have the screenshot. I have Jason's non-response. I have Michael's pathetic 12-hour late text. I have everything. What do you want to accomplish? I want her to stop lying. I want people to know I'm not the villain. I want her 200 Facebook friends to see who she really is. Jennifer was quiet for a moment. Okay, but we do it carefully. No social media. We use a statement through my office. Professional, calm, factual. We release the screenshot with your permission, but we redact your phone number. We explain that you were asked for help with medication and were told to die. We let people draw their own conclusions. Give me 2 days. I'll draft something. You'll approve it before it goes out. I hung up, looked at my kitchen, the place where Harold had died, the place where I'd raised Jason, the place where I'd made 47 years of meals and memories. Amanda thought I was hoarding $150,000. She had no idea I had $600 million, and when she found out, it would destroy her. 60 days until the first payment, 57 days until the eviction, 2 days until Jennifer's statement went public. This was going to be interesting. The eviction happened on a Wednesday. I wasn't there, but Marcus was. He sent me photos. Jason and Amanda loading boxes into their Toyota, Michael carrying trash bags full of clothes, a sheriff's deputy standing on the porch with the landlord. They moved into a weekly rate motel on the east side of Phoenix. $320 per week for 1 room with 2 beds and a microwave. The Toyota was parked outside room 117. Marcus sent me the address. I drove by once, didn't stop, just looked. The motel was the kind of place where people lived when they had nowhere else to go. Cracked parking lot, faded paint, a sign advertising free Wi-Fi that probably didn't work. My son was living there, with his wife and his son, in 1 room. Jennifer's statement went out the same day. She sent it to 3 Phoenix news stations and posted it on her law firm's website. The statement was 2 paragraphs. Our client, a 72-year-old widow, recently experienced elder abuse from a family member. After requesting $200 for necessary heart medication, she received a text message telling her to sell your wedding ring or just die already. Stop leeching off us. This occurred 4 months after the death of her husband of 47 years. Our client has chosen not to file criminal charges at this time, but wishes to make clear that elder abuse is unacceptable, and she will not tolerate further mistreatment. The family member's name is being withheld for privacy, but our client has documentation of the incident and is prepared to take legal action if necessary. Attached was a screenshot of Amanda's text, phone numbers redacted. But the words were clear. Sell your wedding ring or just die already. Channel 12 picked it up first, ran a story at 5 p.m. Local widow abused by family member over medication costs. By 7 p.m., it was on all 3 local stations. By 9 p.m., it was trending on Phoenix Twitter. By midnight, Amanda's Facebook post about me abandoning the family had 800 comments. Half of them were people who'd seen the news. Wait, you told your mill to die? I knew there was another side. Hope your mill never speaks to you again. Amanda deleted the post. Then she deleted her Facebook account. Too late. People had screenshots. Marcus called me at 7 a.m. the next morning. They know. Amanda figured it out. She found a lawyer, guy named Rick Davidson, bottom feeder who advertises on billboards. Injured? Call Rick. That kind of thing. She went to him yesterday asking about suing you for defamation. He told her she has no case. The text is real. You didn't name her. She has nothing. She screamed at him for 20 minutes. He told her to leave. She went to the motel and started yelling at Jason, blaming him, saying this is all his fault. Michael tried to calm her down. She told him to shut up. The motel manager threatened to kick them out for the noise. Are they staying there? For now. But they're burning through money fast. Jason finally got a job. Overnight stock at Walmart, $15 an hour. Starts tomorrow. But that's only $2,400 a month before taxes. The motel is $1,780 per month. That leaves $1,120 for food, gas, car insurance, phone bills, everything else. They're going to be broke in a week. What about Amanda? Still no job. She's applied to 6 places. No callbacks. Her theft from the boutique shows up on background checks. Still working at the vape shop. But his hours got cut. He's making maybe $300 a week now. He gave his parents $500 last week. They spent it in 3 days. I hung up, sat at my kitchen table, looked at my phone. The money was coming. 53 days until the first payment. $20 million after that. $20 million every year for 29 years. More money than I could ever spend. More money than I could even imagine. And my family was living in a motel room eating microwave dinners. No guilt, no sadness, no regret, just cold satisfaction. That afternoon, my doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole. He was alone. No Jason. No Amanda. Just my 19-year-old grandson standing on my porch looking like he'd been crying. "Grandma, can I come in?" "Please, I need to talk to you." He looked at his feet. "I'm sorry. For everything. For not standing up for you. For not texting you when Mom said that horrible thing. For letting you think I didn't care." "Why are you here, Michael?" "Because I miss you. Because you're my grandma. Because I don't want us to be like this." "Did your parents send you?" "They don't know I'm here." "How did you get here?" "I took an Uber. Cost me $23. I don't have much money, but I needed to see you." I looked at him. Tall, skinny, needed a haircut. Wearing the same shirt he'd worn in a Christmas photo 2 years ago. He followed me to the kitchen. I made him sit at the table, got him a glass of water. "Michael, I'm going to ask you something. I want an honest answer. Do you think what your mother said to me was wrong?" He nodded. "Yes, it was horrible." "Did you tell her that?" He looked away. "No. Because she'd yell at me. She always does when I disagree. It's easier to just stay quiet." "So you chose easy over right." I sat across from him. "Michael, you're 19 years old. You're not a child. You're responsible for your choices. You saw your mother tell your grandmother to die and you said nothing. That makes you complicit." "I know. I'm sorry. Why did you wait 12 hours to text me?" "I was scared. I didn't know what to say." "And when I responded, why didn't you text back?" "Before that, I said I was fine and I didn't need money. You could have said, 'I'm glad you're okay,' or 'I love you,' or anything. But you didn't." "Why?" Michael's voice cracked. "Because I didn't know what you wanted from me. I wanted you to care, to act like my grandson instead of Amanda's prop." He put his head in his hands, started crying. Real tears, not manipulation. Real pain. "Grandma, I don't know how to be anything other than what Mom wants. She's in my head all the time, telling me you're bitter, that you don't care about us, that you're punishing Dad for being unemployed. I know it's not true, but it's hard to unhear it. Then you need to get away from her." "I can't. We're living in a motel. I'm the only one with steady income. If I leave, they'll be homeless. They're adults, Michael. They'll figure it out." "Will they?" "Dad just started at Walmart. Mom can't get a job because she stole from her last one. They need me." "What about what you need?" He looked up. "What do you mean?" "You're 19. You should be in college, or trade school, or starting a career. Instead, you're working at a vape shop supporting 2 adults who won't support themselves. That's not your responsibility. They're my parents. And I'm your grandmother. But you didn't stand up for me when Amanda told me to die. So, maybe family loyalty only goes one direction in your house." He flinched. "That's not fair. What's not fair is watching your mother abuse your grandmother and doing nothing. What's not fair is texting me 12 hours later like that makes it okay. What's not fair is showing up here crying because your life is hard when you had a choice to make it easier, and you chose wrong." Michael stood up. "I came here to apologize, to try to make things right. But I guess that's not good enough for you." "It's not. Because you're apologizing now that your life fell apart. Not because you realize what Amanda did was wrong. You're sorry you're in a motel. You're not sorry she told me to die. Then prove it. Move out. Get your own place. Go to college. Build a life that's not dependent on your parents' dysfunction." "I can't afford to move out." "Then get financial aid. Get student loans. Get a second job. Do what millions of other 19-year-olds do. Stop using your parents as an excuse to avoid growing up." He stared at me. "You're really not going to help us, even though we're living in a motel? Especially because you're living in a motel. Maybe hitting rock bottom will teach you all something. I'm done being a doormat." I stood up, walked to the front door, opened it. "You can go now. Michael walked past me, stopped on the porch. Grandpa would be ashamed of you. That stopped me. What did you say? Grandpa Harold. He'd be ashamed. He was always kind, always generous. He'd never turn his back on family. I looked at my grandson. Your grandfather worked 2 jobs for 30 years to build a life for our family. He never asked for handouts. He never made excuses. And he never ever tolerated people who chose to be victims instead of working to change their situation. So don't you dare tell me what Harold would think. You didn't know him well enough to have that right. Michael's face went red. I knew him better than you think. Then you know he'd be disappointed in you, working a dead-end job, no education, no ambition, living off your parents who are living off nothing. He'd tell you to get your act together, just like I'm telling you now. I closed the door in his face, stood there listening to him walk away, listening to the Uber pull up, listening to him leave. Then I went to the kitchen, made tea, sat at the table where Michael had been crying 20 minutes ago. 48 hours later, Marcus called again. Barbara, I have news. Big news. Amanda hired a different lawyer. Sharon Cruz. She's legitimate. Civil litigation. Amanda told her about the life insurance, about how you're hoarding $150,000 while they're homeless. She wants Cruz to sue you for financial support. Arizona has filial responsibility laws. Children can be required to support parents in some cases, but it works both ways. Parents can be required to support adult children if the children are disabled or incapacitated. Amanda's claiming that Jason's unemployment makes him incapacitated. Cruz knows it. She told Amanda the case has no merit. But Amanda won't let it go. She's obsessed. She keeps saying, she has the money. She's just being cruel. What did Cruz say? She's drafting a demand letter. She'll send it to you requesting voluntary support. When you refuse, they'll probably drop it. But Amanda might try to file anyway. Let her. I have the screenshot. I have Jennifer. I have documentation of every horrible thing she's done. If she wants to go to court, we'll go to court. There's something else. Michael got fired from the vape shop. He showed up high. His boss smelled marijuana, fired him on the spot. So now all 3 of them are living on Jason's Walmart salary. That's it. They're 2 weeks from being thrown out of the motel. Where will they go? I don't know. Jason's been asking friends for help. No one's offering. Amanda's parents won't take them. They're out of options. I hung up, sat in my living room, looked at the wall where Harold and I had hung our wedding photos 47 years ago. He'd been a good man, a kind man. He'd worked hard, saved money, built a life, and he'd spoiled Jason, given him everything, never made him work for anything. That was the problem. Jason had never learned to struggle, never learned that life is hard and you have to fight for what you want. Amanda had learned to manipulate instead of work. Michael had learned to coast instead of strive. And now all 3 of them were paying the price. 50 days until my first payment. 50 days until I had $20 million in my bank account. And they'd still be in that motel. Or worse. I went to bed, slept soundly, and didn't think about them at all. The first payment arrived on schedule. 60 days after claiming the ticket. $19.8 million after taxes. Wired to the BM Family Trust account. I was sitting in Jennifer's office when the bank called to confirm. Mrs. Mitchell, your trust account now has a balance of $19,800,000. Congratulations. I hung up, looked at Jennifer. It's real, I said. I'd thought I'd feel something. Relief. Excitement. But I felt the same as I had for 2 months. Calm, focused, clear. What now? Jennifer asked. Now we execute the plan. I want $200 million set aside for donations. Heart disease research gets $75 million. Senior care facilities get $75 million. Elder abuse prevention programs get $50 million. Set it up through the trust. Anonymous. I don't want my name on anything. That's very generous. It's the right thing to do. People die because they can't afford medication. People suffer in understaffed nursing homes. People get abused by family and have nowhere to go. Harold died of a heart attack. I almost didn't get my medication because Amanda told me to die. I know what it's like. What about Michael's trust? Set aside $100 million. He gets access at 30 if he meets the conditions. College degree or trade certification. no criminal record, documented relationship with me before I die. If he fails any condition, the money goes to charity. And you keep $300 million. Yes, $20 million a year for the next 15 years. Annuity payments, more than enough. Jennifer made notes. What about Jason and Amanda? Nothing. They get nothing. Zero. We spent 3 hours finalizing documents, trusts, charitable foundations, investment accounts, everything structured to protect my money and my legacy. When I left Jennifer's office, I had $19.8 million in the bank and a plan for the next $180 million coming over 9 years. I drove home, parked in my driveway, looked at my house, the same house I'd lived in for 41 years, the same house Jason had grown up in, the same house where Harold had died. I could afford a mansion now, a penthouse, a compound, anything I wanted, but I didn't want anything different. I wanted my house, my kitchen, my lemon tree, my memories. That afternoon, Marcus called. Barbara, they found out. My stomach dropped. How? Michael saw the news. There was a story about anonymous lottery winners in Arizona. The article mentioned that someone claimed a $600 million Powerball jackpot through a trust 2 months ago. Michael did the math, realized it was around the time you cut them off. He told Jason. Jason told Amanda. Now they know. How sure are they? Very. Amanda's convinced. She's been calling everyone. Friends, family, lawyers, telling them you won the lottery and you're hiding it from them. Can they prove it? The trust is anonymous. Your name isn't on any public documents, but they're going to try. Amanda hired a forensic accountant, guy named Todd Brennan. He's looking into your finances. He won't find anything. The money's in the trust, not my personal accounts. I know, but they're desperate. They think if they can prove you won, they can sue for a share. Amanda's claiming you used family money to buy the ticket, that Harold's life insurance paid for it, that it's community property even though Harold's dead. I know, but she's telling everyone, her Facebook friends, her lawyer, anyone who'll listen. She's trying to create a narrative where you stole their inheritance. I hung up, sat at my kitchen table, looked out the window. Not officially. Not legally, but they knew. And now the real war would start. That night, Jason called from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. Mom, I know you're there. I know you won the lottery. Michael figured it out. Please call me back. We need to talk. We're family. You can't just cut us out of your life. Dad would want you to help us. Please. I'm begging you. I deleted the voicemail. 30 minutes later, Amanda called from a different number. Barbara, this is Amanda. I know what you did. I know you won that lottery, and I know you're hiding it from us while we live in a motel. That's elder abuse. Actually, it's financial abuse of us. You're intentionally withholding support from your family. I've talked to a lawyer. We're going to sue. You're going to pay. For everything. The motel, the eviction, the pain and suffering, all of it. You're a monster. I saved the voicemail. Sent it to Jennifer. Her response came immediately. This is gold. She just threatened you and admitted they're planning a lawsuit. Forward to Marcus, too. We're documenting everything. Over the next week, I got 47 calls from numbers I didn't recognize. I answered none of them. Let them all go to voicemail. Jason, Amanda, Michael, Amanda's friends, someone claiming to be a journalist, someone claiming to be a lawyer. All of them wanted the same thing. Confirmation, money, access. I gave them nothing. Then Sharon Cruz, Amanda's lawyer, sent a formal demand letter. Jennifer read it to me over the phone. Dear Ms. Mitchell, this office represents Jason Mitchell, Amanda Mitchell, and Michael Mitchell in a matter concerning your recent lottery winnings. It has come to our attention that you claimed a $600 million Powerball jackpot in January 2024. While we understand the claim was made through a trust, we believe you are the beneficial owner of said trust. Our clients are your son, daughter-in-law, and grandson. They are currently experiencing severe financial hardship, including homelessness, unemployment, and medical issues. Arizona law recognizes familial support obligations, We are requesting voluntary financial support in the amount of $50,000 per month to assist your family members during this difficult time. If you do not respond within 10 business days, we will pursue legal action. Sincerely, Sharon Cruz, Esquire. Jennifer laughed. This is the weakest demand letter I've ever seen. She has no proof you won. She has no legal basis for the demand. She's fishing. We respond. Professionally. We deny everything. We remind her that her clients sent you abusive texts telling you to die. We point out that you owe them nothing legally or morally. And we warn her that if she files a frivolous lawsuit, we'll seek sanctions. Jennifer's response went out 2 days later. 3 pages. Formal. Devastating. The key paragraph. Our client categorically denies your allegations. Even if your baseless claims were true, which they are not, your clients have no legal or equitable right to demand support from a 72-year-old widow. Your clients sent our client text messages telling her to sell your wedding ring or die already when she requested $200 for medication. This is documented elder abuse. Your clients have no standing, no claim, and no moral authority. Any lawsuit filed on this matter will be met with vigorous defense and a request for sanctions under Arizona Rule 11. Do not contact our client again. Marcus called the next day. They got the letter. Amanda had a meltdown, threw her phone at the motel wall, cracked the screen, screamed for 20 minutes. Jason tried to calm her down. She told him this was all his fault for having a heartless bitch as a mother. Michael didn't say anything. He just sat on the bed looking at his phone. I think he's checked out. Emotionally done. Are they still at the motel? For now. But they're 3 days behind on payment. Manager says if they don't pay by Friday, they're out. Then they're homeless. Living in the Toyota. That's it. Friday came. They didn't pay. The motel manager changed the locks on room 117. Marcus sent me photos. Jason loading the Toyota with their remaining possessions. Amanda crying on the curb. Michael carrying a trash bag. They drove to a Walmart parking lot, parked in the back, slept in the car. Marcus sent me updates every day. Day 1. They slept in the car, ate fast food. Jason worked his overnight shift at Walmart. Day 2. Amanda went to 3 shelters, all full, no beds available. They spent a second night in the car. Day 3. Michael got a new job. Dishwasher at IHOP, $13 an hour, started immediately. They used his first paycheck to get a motel room for 2 nights. Day 4-5, back in the motel, room 203, different location, cheaper, $280 per week. Roaches, broken AC, they took it. Day 6, Amanda filed a lawsuit, pro se, representing herself, suing me for $5 million. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, elder abuse, financial abandonment. Jennifer called me laughing. Barbara, they filed. Amanda filed a lawsuit claiming you abused her by not giving her money. The irony is incredible. We file a motion to dismiss. The case is frivolous. No judge will let it proceed, but it'll take 60 days to get a hearing. Until then, you'll be named in a lawsuit. I don't care. Let her waste her time. There's something else. She filed under oath. She swore in the complaint that you admitted to winning the lottery, that you told her directly. That's perjury. You never admitted anything. Absolutely. If she testifies, we'll destroy her. But I don't think it'll get that far. The judge will dismiss with prejudice. Might even sanction her for filing a frivolous suit. The hearing was scheduled for September 15th, 73 days away. In the meantime, I started making my donations. $75 million to the American Heart Association, designated for research into sudden cardiac arrest, in memory of Harold Mitchell. $75 million to the National Council on Aging, designated for understaffed senior care facilities, to hire more nurses, better food, better care. $50 million to create the Elder Protection Fund, a new foundation providing legal aid, housing assistance, and counseling for elderly people being abused by family members. Every donation was anonymous. The BM Family Trust. No name, no face, no press. Just money where it was needed. And every time I signed a donation authorization, I thought about Amanda's text. Sell your wedding ring or die already. I looked at my left hand. The gold band still there. 47 years. Never removed. Not once. I wasn't selling it. I wasn't dying. I was living. Fully. Freely. Without them. And that felt perfect. The courtroom was half empty. September 15th, 10 a.m. Judge Patricia Morrison presiding. Amanda sat at the plaintiff's table alone. No lawyer. Wearing clothes that were wrinkled. Hair unwashed. She looked like someone who'd been living in a motel for 3 months. I sat at the defense table with Jennifer. Professional. Calm. I'd worn a navy dress. Pearl earrings. Harold's wedding ring on my left hand. Jason and Michael sat in the gallery. Jason in his Walmart uniform. He had a shift at 2 p.m. Michael in jeans and a t-shirt that said IHOP on the pocket. Judge Morrison entered. We stood. Be seated. Case number CV 2024-0847. Amanda Mitchell versus Barbara Mitchell. Mitchell, Amanda Mitchell. You're representing yourself? Amanda stood. Yes, Your Honor. And you understand that you're held to the same standards as a licensed attorney? Very well. Parker, you're representing the defendant? Jennifer stood. Yes, Your Honor. We've filed a motion to dismiss. The complaint fails to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. It's frivolous and should be dismissed with prejudice. I've read your motion. Amanda Mitchell, you're suing your mother-in-law for $5 million. You claim intentional infliction of emotional distress, elder abuse, and financial abandonment. Can you explain these claims? Amanda approached the podium. She had papers, disorganized, some printed, some handwritten. Your Honor, my mother-in-law won the lottery. $600 million. She's been hiding it from us while we became homeless. That's financial abuse. She's withholding support even though we're her family. My husband is her son, her only child. She's refusing to help him. That's abandonment. And she's done all this intentionally to hurt us. That's infliction of emotional distress. Judge Morrison looked at the file. Do you have evidence that Ms. Barbara Mitchell won the lottery? No direct evidence, but the timing matches. She cut us off 2 months before the winner was announced. She claimed her ticket through a trust, so her name wouldn't be public. She's hiding the money. So you have no proof. I have circumstantial evidence. That's not sufficient. Parker, your response? Jennifer stood. Your Honor, my client denies ever winning any lottery. Even if she had, there's no legal duty to support adult children. Arizona doesn't recognize financial abandonment as a tort. And regarding elder abuse, Ms. Amanda Mitchell sent my client a text message telling her to sell your wedding ring or die already when my client requested $200 for heart medication. We have that text. My client is the victim of elder abuse, not the perpetrator. Judge Morrison looked at Amanda. Is that true? Did you send that text? Amanda's face went red. I was frustrated. We were broke. She was asking for money we didn't have. So you told a 72-year-old widow to die. I didn't mean it literally. What did you mean? I meant we couldn't help her. By telling her to sell her wedding ring and die? Amanda didn't answer. Judge Morrison looked at the file. Amanda Mitchell, I'm dismissing this case with prejudice. Your claims have no legal merit. You have no evidence. You've wasted this court's time. Furthermore, I'm sanctioning you $2,500 for filing a frivolous lawsuit. You'll pay that amount to the court within 30 days. Amanda's voice rose. That's not fair. She has millions. She's sitting on millions while we're homeless. Mitchell, sit down. She won the lottery. Everyone knows it. She's just hiding behind lawyers and trusts and… Mitchell, sit down or I'll hold you in contempt. Amanda sat. She was crying, mascara running down her face. Judge Morrison continued. Parker, does your client wish to file a counter-complaint for harassment or elder abuse? Jennifer looked at me. I shook my head. No, Your Honor. My client simply wants to be left alone. Understood. This case is dismissed. Amanda Mitchell, do not contact Barbara Mitchell again. Do not file any further lawsuits. If you do, I'll issue a restraining order. We're done here. The gavel came down. Jennifer and I stood, walked out of the courtroom. Amanda stayed seated, crying. Jason caught up to us in the hallway. Mom, please, can we talk? I looked at my son, 45 years old, Walmart name tag pinned to his blue vest. Dark circles under his eyes, 20 pounds thinner than 3 months ago. "Just 5 minutes, please." Jennifer stepped forward. "Mitchell, Judge Morrison just ordered your wife not to contact my client. That extends to you. If you continue, we'll seek a restraining order. And she doesn't want to talk to you. Respect that." We walked away. Jason didn't follow. Outside the courthouse, Jennifer turned to me. "How do you feel?" "Nothing. I feel nothing. That's not healthy, Barbara. What should I feel? Guilt? Sadness? They told me to die. They sued me. They tried to take my money. I feel exactly what I should feel. Nothing." Jennifer sighed. "Okay. What now?" "Now I go home, live my life, and let them figure out theirs." 2 weeks later, Michael showed up at my door again. Alone. I opened it. "What do you want?" "To tell you I'm sorry, and to tell you I'm leaving. Phoenix, my parents, everything. I got accepted to community college in Flagstaff. Full financial aid. I'm moving next week. I'll work part-time, get my degree, build a life that's not tied to them." I studied him. He looked different. Thinner, but clearer. Focused. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because you were right. About everything. I've been enabling them, living their dysfunction, avoiding my own life. I'm done. What do your parents think?" "They don't know. I'm telling them the day I leave. I didn't want them to try to stop me. They need your income." "I know. They'll have to figure it out. I can't save them, Grandma. I can barely save myself." I opened the door wider. "Come in." We sat at the kitchen table. I made tea. We drank it in silence for a minute. "Michael, I set up a trust for you. You get access at 30 if you meet certain conditions. College degree, no criminal record. Proof that you maintained a relationship with me. Not for money, because you cared." His eyes widened. "How much?" "That doesn't matter. What matters is that you earn it. You build a life worth living. You become someone Harold and I would be proud of." "Is it from the lottery?" "Grandma, did you win?" "Michael, I'm 72 years old. I have enough money to live comfortably. That's all you need to know. Focus on your life, not mine." "But if you did win, why not help us? Why let us suffer?" "Because suffering teaches you things comfort never will. Because your parents needed to learn that actions have consequences. Because you needed to see what kind of people they really are. You used us as a lesson. I let you experience the natural consequences of your choices. Your mother told me to die. Your father said nothing. You waited 12 hours to text me, and couldn't even say she was wrong. Those were your choices. Homelessness, the motel, the lawsuit. Those were the consequences." Michael looked at his tea. "I thought you were cruel, but you were just done. I was both. I'm done being cruel to myself by enabling people who don't value me. I value who you could become, not who you've been." He nodded. "That's fair." He left 20 minutes later, hugged me goodbye, cried a little. "I'll call you when I'm settled in Flagstaff," he said. Michael moved to Flagstaff the following week, called me from his dorm room, sent me photos, enrolled in classes. Jason and Amanda stayed in Phoenix, moved from motel to motel. Jason kept working at Walmart. Amanda got a job at a call center. $12 an hour. They were surviving. Barely. Marcus stopped surveilling them. I didn't need updates anymore. They were out of my life. I donated another $50 million that month. This time to college scholarship funds for students from low-income families. Kids like Michael. Kids who needed a chance. And I bought something for myself. The first thing I'd bought with lottery money. A new car. Nothing fancy. A 2024 Honda CR-V. Silver. Reliable. $35,000. I drove it off the lot and went straight to the cemetery. Harold's grave. I'd been there every week since he died. I sat on the bench near his headstone, looked at the fresh flowers I'd brought. "Harold, I won the lottery. $600 million. The kids don't know for sure, but they suspect. They tried to sue me. I won. Michael's in college now. Jason and Amanda are barely surviving, and I'm okay with all of it." I paused, listened to the wind. "You'd probably tell me to forgive them, to help them, to be the bigger person, but I can't. They told me to die, Harold. Sell my ring and die. Your ring. The one you put on my finger 47 years ago. They wanted me to sell it for $200 so they wouldn't have to help me. I twisted the ring on my finger. So I'm not helping them. I'm helping people who deserve it. Researchers, nurses, abuse victims, kids who need college money. And I'm living. Really living. For the first time in 4 months, I feel like I can breathe. I stayed until sunset, then drove home in my new car, and slept soundly, like always. 5 years later, I turned 77. Michael came to visit. He was 24 now, college graduate, bachelor's degree in social work, employed at a nonprofit in Flagstaff helping homeless youth, engaged to a kind woman named Sarah who worked as a teacher. He'd maintained contact, called every Sunday, visited every holiday, sent photos, remembered my birthday, proved himself over 5 years of consistent, genuine effort. He sat in my kitchen drinking coffee, looked at me with Harold's eyes. "Grandma, I need to tell you something. Dad's sick, heart problems, angina. He can't afford treatment. He's been asking around for help. No one's answering. I think he's going to die if he doesn't get care soon." I sipped my tea. "And you want me to help him? I want you to know. What you do with that information is up to you. They divorced 3 years ago. She moved to California. I haven't talked to her since. He's still in Phoenix, still working at Walmart, living alone in a studio apartment. He's broken, Grandma, physically and emotionally. He calls me sometimes, crying, saying he's sorry, that he ruined everything. Is he sorry for what he did or sorry he's suffering consequences?" Michael thought about that. Both, I think. But more the first one now. He understands what he lost, who he hurt, what he became. I looked out the window. My backyard. The lemon tree had died 2 years ago. I'd planted a new one. It was growing slowly. 3 lemons this year. "How much is the treatment?" $20,000 for the surgery, then ongoing medication. Maybe another $10,000 a year. And he can't afford it. He makes $18 an hour at Walmart. After rent and food, he has maybe $200 a month left. He'll never save $20,000. I stood up, went to my bedroom, came back with my checkbook, the old-fashioned kind. Harold and I had always used checks. I wrote one out. $30,000. Made it out to Jason Mitchell. "Give this to him. Tell him it's for the surgery and medications. Tell him I'm doing this because you asked, not because he deserves it." Michael stared at the check. "Grandma, are you sure? But you've earned the right to ask. You've spent 5 years becoming someone worth believing in, someone Harold would be proud of. So I'm trusting your judgment. If you think Jason deserves a chance, I'll give him one. But this is it. There's no second bailout. He'll be grateful. I don't want gratitude. I want him to survive and figure out how to be a better person. That's enough." Michael folded the check, put it in his wallet. "You won the lottery, didn't you?" I smiled. "What lottery?" "Michael, I have enough money to live comfortably and help people I choose to help. That's all you need to know." "The trust you mentioned. Is it real?" "Yes. You get access at 30. 6 more years. If you're still the person you've become, educated, employed, kind, connected to me, you'll get it. If you're not, it goes to charity. Enough that you'll never work another day in your life if you don't want to. But I hope you do want to. I hope you keep helping kids. Keep being Sarah's partner. Keep calling me on Sundays. Money should support a meaningful life, not replace it." He nodded. "I understand. Do you? Because I've watched lottery winners destroy themselves, quit their jobs, buy things they don't need, lose themselves in excess. I don't want that for you. You didn't do that. Because I'm 77 years old and I've already lived most of my life. I know who I am. You're 24. You're still figuring it out. Money at 24 could ruin you. Money at 30, after you've built a career and a marriage and a sense of self, that's different. You've thought about this a lot. Every day for 5 years." Michael left that afternoon, drove back to Flagstaff, called me 2 days later. I gave Dad the check. He cried for 20 minutes, kept saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." He wants to call you, to tell you himself. I don't want to talk to him. "Michael, I gave him money because you asked. That doesn't mean I forgive him. It doesn't mean I want a relationship. It means I'm not letting him die. That's all. He understands. But he's different now. Humbled. Broken in a way that might have made him better. Then he can prove it by living better, not by calling me. Jason got his surgery. Survived. Went back to work at Walmart. Sent me a letter 6 months later. I almost threw it away. But curiosity won. I don't expect you to read this. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just need to say it. I was wrong. About everything. About letting Amanda treat you the way she did. About not defending you. About asking you for money when you were grieving Dad. About the lawsuit. About all of it. I became a person I don't recognize. Weak. Selfish. Cruel. I let my wife tell my mother to die, and I said nothing. That's unforgivable. You gave me money for surgery even though I didn't deserve it. That probably saved my life. I don't know why you did it. Maybe for Michael. Maybe because you're a better person than me. But thank you. I'm not asking for anything. Not forgiveness. Not money. Not a relationship. I just wanted you to know that I understand what I did. I understand what I lost. And I'm trying to be different. I work at Walmart. I go to therapy. I volunteer at a food bank. I'm rebuilding a life from nothing. It's hard, but it's honest. And maybe that's what I needed. If you never want to see me again, I understand. You've earned that right. But if you ever change your mind, I'm here. I read it 3 times. Then put it in a drawer with Michael's old school photos and Harold's death certificate, but I didn't throw it away either. Life settled into a rhythm. I was 77, healthy, active. I'd joined a book club, volunteered at a senior center, traveled twice a year, Italy, Japan, New Zealand, Ireland. The lottery payments came like clockwork, $20 million per year. I'd received $100 million over 5 years, donated $200 million total, kept $100 million in investments, lived on $200,000 a year, more than enough. The BM Family Trust was invisible, anonymous. No one knew it was mine, not even Michael officially. My donations had funded 12 research studies on heart disease. One led to a breakthrough in early detection, potentially saving thousands of lives. My senior care grants had hired 400 new nurses across 15 states. Better ratios, better care, fewer falls, fewer deaths from neglect. My Elder Protection Fund had helped 2,800 elderly people escape financial abuse. Legal aid, emergency housing, counseling, safety. Harold would have been proud. One evening, I sat in my backyard watching the sunset. Arizona sunsets are beautiful. Pink and orange and purple spreading across the sky. I thought about Amanda. I'd heard through Michael that she was working retail in San Diego, living paycheck to paycheck, dating someone, not happy, never would be. I thought about Jason, still at Walmart, still in therapy, still alone. Maybe better, maybe not. I'd probably never know. I thought about Michael, getting married next summer, inviting me, asking me to sit in the front row, calling me every Sunday without fail. And I thought about Harold. 47 years, 2 jobs, a modest life, a good life. He'd worked so hard for so little, and he'd been happy. I'd won $600 million, and I was also happy. Not because of the money, because of the choice. The choice to cut out toxicity, the choice to value myself, the choice to build a life of meaning instead of obligation. Amanda had told me to sell my ring and die. I'd kept my ring. I'd lived. I'd thrived. And that, I decided, was the best possible revenge. My phone rang. Michael. Sunday call. Right on schedule. Hi, sweetheart. How was your week? Good. Busy. We helped 6 kids find housing. 1 got accepted to college. Another got a job. Small victories. Those are the best kind. I'm good. Really good. What did you do this week? Book club on Tuesday. Volunteered Wednesday. Flew to San Francisco Thursday for a fundraiser. Back home Friday. Quiet weekend. Fundraiser for what? Heart disease research. Anonymous donor matching event. We raised $2 million. It is. I smiled. Looked at my wedding ring. Still there. Still Harold's. Still mine. I'm proud of you. I don't think I've ever said that, but I am. You survived something that would have destroyed most people, and you came out stronger. Thank you, Michael. That means a lot. I hung up, sat in the fading sunlight, twisted my wedding ring. Harold's voice in my head. You did good, Barb. I went inside, made dinner, watched Jeopardy, went to bed at 9:30, and slept like someone who'd won the lottery. Not just the $600 million, but the freedom, the peace, the life I'd built from the ashes of betrayal. Sell your ring and die. Amanda's words. 5 years ago. I'd kept my ring. I'd lived.